for having me, and thank you to Jeanette and her team for hosting and organising tonight's event. Now, as many of you might have known, my wife Tori is a loud and proud supporter of the Breast Cancer Foundation. Those of you who do know her will know just how incredible she is. For those of you who don't, please allow me just 5 minutes to tell you why she's worth every second of your precious time. Tori's 7-year battle with breast cancer has been a relentless tornado of wild emotions, physical and mental health complications, with the kind of lows and lows you never think you can get up from. A situation extremely difficult for most people to understand, let alone face every day. I struggled to find the words I need to say at this event without breaking down, especially when I found out that the legend that is Vinnie Jones was to be our guest tonight. I'm proud to say I've rewatched for at least the 20th time Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. One of my favourite movies, looking for pearls of Vinnie wisdom to tell you all. The film, a masterclass in swearing, made me remember that often the best words to sum up how you really feel are also the simplest and bluntest. The last 7 years living with cancer have been really fucking shit. Now in my head I hear Big Chris from Lock, Stock telling me, "You use language like that again, son, you'll wish you hadn't." But I've learned with a lot of help, if you're not able to express how you truly feel, the fight becomes a lot harder to win. Thankfully, Tori and I have never been alone. Over the last 7 years, in parallel with the support of our children, Tori and I have had the Breast Cancer Foundation to keep us strong when the fight felt like it was too much. From treatments to save Tori's hair during chemotherapy, chemo so strong it would strip paint, to counselling sessions for us both and our children, and the limitless supply of chocolate bars and smiling faces, the Breast Cancer Foundation has not just been there for us, it's been there with us. The support has never wavered, never diminished. Every step we've taken it together. This year, Tori celebrated 5 years of living with a stage 4 cancer diagnosis. With each year, Tori has beaten all the shitty odds she was given. Incredible considering her initial diagnosis. That devastating diagnosis in a Manhattan doctor's office 3 weeks after my parents died in a car crash in France has left a prominent mark I can't seem to wash away. We were told bluntly to get our affairs in order. I'll never forget the look on Tori's face. Shock beyond shock. The doctor a blunt weapon when what we needed was the opposite. At a time when my family was at its lowest, we needed a win. A big David versus Goliath style win. A win as epic as when Wimbledon won the FA Cup against Man United in 1988. The win came when the Breast Cancer Foundation came into our lives, instantly changing it for the better. Living with cancer has been a daily battle. Never-ending treatments, surgeries, clinical trials, and side effects, all on top of dealing with the struggles of raising a young family in today's unrelenting world. There were days I don't mind admitting when treading water became too much, and the urge to sink seemed like the only way out. Some days I ran away. I'm strong enough to admit that. But every day I ran back, because I am stronger than that, only just, and thanks only to the support I've received. This 5-year milestone for my family is a huge deal, especially after this year. On February 2nd, at 1 in the morning, after 2 grueling months adjusting to a new immunotherapy medication, Tori suffered a diffuse alveoli hemorrhage. She drowned on her own blood. She stopped breathing. She had no pulse. Resuscitating my wife has had a profound effect on me. It will take me years to unpack the emotions involved. Those Red Cross CPR courses really do work, and I cannot recommend them highly enough. After the ambulance had taken Tori to ER, I found myself wiping away a flood of tears as I cleaned Tori's blood from our bedroom floor. It was then, for the first time, I did not think our children would ever see their mum again. It was only because of the amazing emergency services, ER staff, and the incomparable support of the Breast Cancer Foundation that Tori is alive and with us tonight. After 12 days in ICU, surrounded by friends and family, Tori walked out of the hospital and went home to hug her children. Now, I should confess, during the commotion of that evening, I did not realise that I had answered the door and conversed with paramedics and police officers, completely naked. I would therefore like to offer more than my sincerest of apologies and heartfelt thanks to those brave officers and paramedics. The memories of that night remain vivid. For the weeks after, I struggled to visit Tori in intensive care. The experience of that night reminding me of the time I spent with my father in intensive care before he passed away. Equally as vivid is the gratitude I feel for everyone who assisted my family in the aftermath. That night in February proved that beyond a doubt, Caymankind is alive and well. Never in our 20 years of calling Cayman home have we appreciated all you kind and compassionate people more. The experience of this year have taught, to quote the poet John Donne, no man is an island, even if he lives on one. My family is lucky enough to have a healthcare dream team on Ireland, supported by an equally wonderful team in Houston. With a devoted team at the Breast Cancer Foundation and its supporters dedicated to ensuring a quality of life for my wife, myself, our children, and an ever-increasing number of cancer warriors and their families who live on Ireland. Thanks to the financial assistance provided to the Breast Cancer Foundation by you kind of beautiful souls, Tori and many others have experienced many more Cayman sunsets than we ever felt imaginable. Thanks to the Breast Cancer Foundation, my family have remained a family. And they have become a part of my family. All of their services are in more demand than ever before. And they are only able to continue thanks to the generous support from everyone in this room. The Clash said, "Pink is the only true colour of rock and roll." Looking around tonight, seeing so much pink, so much defiance of the odds, so much fight, I understand why. Thank you very much for your attention and your generosity.